All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of To Be Released. I'm Woki, and I'm here with Zenrot.
It's always me.
It's
He's always
always,
here with me.
I'm always here with Zenrot. At a certain point, I should start saying, hello, it's me, Woki, and Zenrot. Like, that should be the actual main
At
thing.
this point, if we don't have a guest, it should just be welcome to another episode of To Be Released, and that's it.
You think so? That should be the new welcome to, so I
Because
can,
it's To Be Released is understood, I think, at this point to be us.
to be us. But it really is a thing of just like, well, one day my life will change and we'll be able to put on other people besides us. We were able to figure out the best timing is us, and then also D Free because he lives on the same time zone as me, so it's very easy. Otherwise, I have to like wake up at a very specific time and then get this laptop out and then hope that nobody is around and do all this hassle. But yeah, I think that would be good. We might just change it to that. Hello, everyone, and welcome to 2B Release's new format where I just say hello, welcome to 2B Released. I'm keeping all that discussion in beforehand just to let you know how much we plan to be released. It's
We talk
usually,
about it a lot.
I mean, we do, but sometimes it's it's either after it's been a while and we go, hey, we should do that thing again. But
We should put the show on.
yeah, we do to be released like Akira Toriyama did Dr. Slump, which is that he ran out of ideas after 4 chapters. So it's a lot of just like basically shit posting in the form of a video that is hopefully entertaining to others. But welcome. We're here to talk. We here at To Be Released put people up on the big scale. I don't know why the fuck suddenly I don't know what this show is anymore. Zen, we're here to put two people big up on the what the fuck?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of To Be Released. I'm Zenrot, and I'm here with Woki.
Hi Zen.
And today we're going to talk about the two newest additions to the Big Boy scale.
That's correct. And you know who those are? Keeping up with the
I
theme.
actually don't.
We have left the Grand Tour. We're no longer in the Grand Tour. We welcomed it and now we say goodbye. But there are still units that were released on that banner that we need to talk about. And the two specifically we're going to be going for are the SSRs that suddenly got an awakening and are the 120% leads for the category of Goku and genealogy of the Monkey King, as it's called on Google Translate, and genealogy
I
of
like that.
Vegeta. Yeah, I think I had to explain to Cornell why does Google Translate always translate Goku as Monkey King, and it's because Monkey King was a thing before Goku. like,
Yeah,
for people who don't actually legitimately know, Goku is based off of the character the Monkey King from Journey to the West, an old Chinese story that was the basis for Dragon Ball. So he's named Goku, and he's called Goku, and that translates to literally meaning just Monkey King. So there you go. That's the reason why. So that's why Google Translate. Oh, the only time it doesn't translate it to Monkey King is when he's Super Saiyan, because then it realizes, well, like if this stupid thing is saying Super Saiyan, they mean the other Goku. They don't mean Monkey
yeah.
King.
They don't mean the Monkey King. That's fair.
Yeah. So we'll be talking about the Tech Goku and the Physical Vegeta, the one from the Namek Saga, Goku and Vegeta. The ones who probably should have been the actual LR if you're talking about the rivalry of Goku and Vegeta.
Yeah, Super Saiyan 4, not a very good rivalry indicator.
No, not the two people you think about when you think of like in terms of like that's when Vegeta was basically at top game. That's like where there was like an actual like okay, Goku was in fact losing this, and that was because he was able to turn into an ape and do all that other stuff. But Vegeta had basically had Goku's number, and then from that point on, it's been kind of a catch-up game for Vegeta.
Yeah, Goku just kind of beating his ass.
Yeah, which is not. To be fair, they don't fight, but it's also very clear by the way Vegeta dies crying, saying, "Please, our Saiyan people need to be avenged," and apparently I'm dead. So that's not going to
I'm
be me.
obviously not going to be the one that does it.
It's not going to be me because I wasn't some dumbass training in space in a spaceship eating sensu beans the entire time. I didn't know about the Zedkai boost or whatever the fuck Toriyama calls it until too late.
He actually doesn't call it. I don't think he calls it anything. I think fans called it that.
Okay, that makes sense because Toriyama doesn't think about what anything
He
is
doesn't
until.
name things. Yeah.
No, he doesn't. Again, read
He
Doctor
just
Slump.
explained how Super Saiyan works like 30 years after the series came out.
Yeah,
And the explanation It sucks.
Having now read Dr. Slump and getting an idea about how Toriyama writes anything, it's a surprise that Dragon Ball is as what it is. It's actually very surprising that it tells a story based on the way that he's like very much like, at this time, this is how I feel, so this is how it's gonna go. But here are the two characters. Let's start with Tech Goku because it's his game. It's Dragon Ball is him. Let's see, what is Google Translate has his name as Death Blow of Verisimilitude? Verisimilitude? I don't know what that means. Google Translate has basically given me garbage. And his name is Goku. That's the boxer fist. It's Kaioken.
The boxer fist.
That's where usually it translates it to. Again, his category is 120% to Monkey King. And then he gives Tech HP. He gives Tech HP, attack, and defense 90% and 3 key. His passive skill is, this one's funky because it's one of those long ones, so Google Translate is doing its best. But I'm pretty sure it's attack and defense 90% up, and then plus 1 key. And then if Vegeta is the enemy, or he's in the category genealogy of Vegeta, he gets an additional 6 key, attack 60% up, and defense... no, it's... Okay. Again, this is a fucking weird one. I think it's... Okay, so if his HP is 60% or less... He gets 6 energy and his attack is up by 60%. And if Vegeta's on the team is the enemy, he gets 60% defense. That's his full passive. And then his links are Grandson Clan, Saiyan Blood, Z Warrior, Kamehameha, Phenomenal Speed, Short-Term Decisive Battle, and Rebirth. But yeah,
Okay.
That's Goku. First of all, I will say that I kind of like the fact that... I guess it's the similar of what was... Is it... It's Kefka? No, it's Kefla.
Kefka is the villain.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. So Kefla had a similar thing where she was released as an SSR, and then it was like, oops, actually she's also the 120% lead, and now you can just get her if you want. So Goku, Vegeta, and also Super Saiyan 2 Goku and Majin Vegeta are the same thing, of which all of them are the 120% leads for their respective category. So that's nice of him.
Yeah.
That's not bad. And then...
And people have a fucking million of this guy because he was in some other banner that people pulled on a lot.
Yeah, he is.
The last LR banners, right?
Yeah.
Vegeta and Gogeta. It was also these guys for some reason.
Yeah, also I think they were in the Goku and Frieza, if I'm remembering right. I think they were also in that banner, even though it didn't really make sense. I think at that time it was like, why does Frieza have Vegeta and all these other guys in it? It just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, he has that for him, and then he has a lot of just like weird, very specific, like attack and defense up 90%. That's okay. It's not bad. Energy plus 1 is nice because that just means he just needs 5 key. And he has shocking speed, short term battle. But then the rest of him is kind of weird because it's so specific. You have to actually be fighting.
Yeah.
You have to be fighting a Vegeta. Or you have to hope you're fighting one of Vegeta's family. And then also, if you get 60% less...
Can you imagine Goku just beating the shit out of Trunks because he's Vegeta's son?
Specifically, Kaioken
Goku. It's just fucking Kaioken Goku beating the shit out of Bola because she's in Vegeta's family.
I feel the Vegeta in you. I must fight you now. Goku, no! Bah. Well, it's hilarious too because Vegeta, I think, also has the same thing. So Vegeta's doing the same thing to Chi-Chi and Gohan. Well, Gohan, it makes sense. He actually has actively hurt Gohan in the past.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, it actually works for Vegeta because Vegeta literally beat the shit out of Gohan just because Gohan was Goku's child.
He chopped sueyed Goten too when he like gave a gentle.
Yeah, he sure did.
He gave a gentle like slap in the back of the neck to Trunks, and then Goten's like, "What the fuck?" And he just pimp hand slapped back Goten.
Oh no, that's right. He gave Trunks the anime neck chop, and then he literally in full force in the stomach.
Yeah, he was just like, "All right, I don't have much love for you, tiny Goku, so get out of my face,
little Goku. Get the fuck."
He's like, "I'm pretty sure you got a genealogy of Goku, a Monkey King inside you, so get ready for this foot to your stomach." I think the only person he hasn't hurt is Chi-Chi because he knows better. He knows not to.
Yeah, he knows not to fuck with that tree. Just let it go.
No, I'm just gonna let that go. He will beat up Ox King though, because he feels like, well, close enough. You are in some
Yeah,
form.
Goku wouldn't even care about that either anyway. So
And he was like, I did not know you were still alive, Ox King. That's. I'm, I'm also glad that you survived that. But yeah, other than that, it's nice to have a Kaioken Goku that's pretty, as he's not the Kaio god. He's at best a Kaio demigod. He can never be as good as the agility one.
well, no one can. That's an unfair standard.
Yeah, it's an unfair standard. And also, I think his super attack increases his attack and defense. So yeah, it's one of those units where I look at him and kind of go, okay, that's
Yeah, you exist. That's nice.
yeah, you exist. So on the big boy scale, where do you kind of see him?
So all of that shit that you just talked about, I don't care about at all. All I give a shit about is the art,
Yes.
and it's okay.
Yeah. I think his
It's not
art
great.
his art has Vegeta in it, right? Like somewhere in the background.
Not the Kaioken one. The Super Saiyan 2 one does.
Oh, okay, that's the one I'm
It's
thinking
like a
of then.
big looming Vegeta head. It's really weird looking.
Yeah, it is.
Um, I'm gonna say with this art, with all that shit you just talked about, and this art, I think a 3 out of 5 is appropriate.
Yeah, I think a 3 out of 5 is pretty appropriate. I do feel like they could do better. I want to say the super attack's also pretty okay, but it's just like it's the face off against Vegeta, so it's not seeing Vegeta strike back at it is weird.
Yeah, he just shoots it into nothing.
I think their super attack should have been that Goku's on the bottom, and then the enemy looks up top, and there's all of a sudden there's Vegeta showing up with the Gallic gun. So then they get hit in the middle of it.
In the middle, that would actually be fantastic. I would have loved that.
Yeah, maybe they'll save that for the LR for LR Kaioken Goku and Vegeta for those two units.
Imagine if they make them an LR, but instead of fighting together like all the other LRs do, it
Uh-huh.
against each other, but the enemy's always in the middle.
Yeah,
So like
that's.
even on their regular attacks, they're just swinging at each other, and the enemy's in the middle getting hit.
I think that would be hilarious. It would be the first, even like in their battle sprite, they're not like looking at the enemy. Like Goku's in the front, and then Vegeta's all the way at the back between the enemy. I think that'd be pretty good. That'd be a good use of sprite work. I don't know if Dokkan could actually handle all that.
Yeah, that might be asking too much.
It might be. All right, let's move on to Vegeta, the lesser buddy of Goku. He has basically the same leader skill as Goku, but it's for Vegeta, and it's to physical types instead of the regular types. He has the Gallic Gun, does the same thing of increasing his attack and defense. And then his passive skill is... okay, it's another one of these fucking weird ones. Okay, attack each turn starting at the time of its own energy +1 and 60% defense, 90% defense up, and when its HP is 60% or less, energy +6, defense 60% up, and then if Goku is the enemy, attack 60% up. So it's exactly like remember when I said whenever there's a Goku and Vegeta, the only thing that they know what to do is that Goku is very strong and Vegeta has a lot of defense.
Why do they always do that? Is it just because Vegeta gets his ass kicked a lot?
I think so. To be fair, this Vegeta is maybe the one character I would say actually bears the torch of like a lot of defensive Vegeta, because he takes a lot of shit in that arc. Because Goku wins the blast, and usually a Kamehameha is enough to like end the fight, and Vegeta is just pissed at the end. he's like, okay, this fucking sucks. I'm just gonna look at the moon and end this shit. Where the fuck is the moon? I can't
Yeah, I've
believe
had
that.
enough.
Yeah, then he makes the moon. He goes ape, and then of course we all remember Yajirobe saves the day, and then then Krillin. He literally gets fucked up so badly in that one. So yeah, I'll say this is the one Vegeta that has earned the defense up because he literally goes through everything, and he is still
All right,
like
that's fair.
he is still crawling to victory at the end. They are not able to legitimately kill him unless.
Well, only because Goku says don't.
I just mean in terms of.
In the face.
They didn't win through pure martial arts, which is how you're allowed to kill someone. Krillin was about to just stab a person slowly walking away with
A
a sword.
defenseless man.
And don't get me wrong, Krillin was right. He should have fucking killed Vegeta, but
Yeah, 100% he should have killed Vegeta.
Goku
Just
wasn't.
because it happened to work out 20 years later doesn't mean that it was not the wrong choice at the time.
Yeah, Nappa may have killed all those people, but Vegeta was there like making shitty comments the entire time, which
Yeah, Vegeta was the one who told him to kill all the people.
he did. And then he again, I can't stress enough. He was being like a really shitty commentator through it all. May as well have been like it's some one of their friends would die and they'd be like, "Oh no, Chaozu's blown up," and then Vegeta would go, and then that would be it. That's shitty. You deserve to die. How dare you laugh at Chaozu blowing himself up like that?
Yeah, he should have died.
Yeah.
Although I think the only person he actually killed was Nappa, so
Yeah,
you know.
I guess. Again, he gets by a technicality. Until
Yeah,
Majin
is Vegeta the only one that killed a bad guy in that arc? Well, Raditz too, but
Yeah, but most people consider Raditz his own thing, and then once Raditz dies, it's a start of another. That just kind of shows you how Raditz is treated. Is that Raditz is his own arc thing?
Raditz doesn't even get to be in the Saiyan arc.
No, he doesn't. He like Attack of the Saiyans is something completely different compared to. I think that was the name of the game and not the actual arc's name.
Yeah, the arc's name is just the Saiyan arc / Saiyan Saga, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. I want to say he is legitimately Vegeta's the only one to kill a bad guy in that entire arc. Unless you want to count Piccolo technically being a half half bad guy by that point.
Full good yet?
Not fully good. If you want to count that, then I would say Nappa killed one bad guy and that he killed old bad Piccolo so that good Piccolo would show up. You could see it that way.
So the villains in the Saiyan Saga were a net gain for the Z fight. Well, okay, they killed a lot of them, but
okay, you know what?
They did more good than the Z fighters did.
Okay, you know what? Actually, let's talk about this. I think that actually Vegeta and Nappa have done more good for the overall universe than the actual Z fighters did. Because they showed up, they made Piccolo good. Piccolo would have never have changed unless the Saiyans were going to attack Earth, right? Like, I think his original plan was, I'm going to take Gohan and then raise my own evil version of Goku. And then...
No, I don't think he wanted Gohan. I think he just was off, like, rah, I'm going to get tougher. I'm totally going to fucking kill Goku this time.
I could have swore his plan was to use Gohan for something. I have to read that back.
You mean after they kill Raditz?
Yeah, after they kill Raditz, Goku is dead.
No, he just does it because he's like, oh shit, there's more of these things coming, and Goku's dead. So I'm gonna train this kid.
I'm not gonna leave it to the bald-headed or the bald-headed pervert. I'm not gonna leave it to one of them. Clearly, I'm the only one here who can train this boy.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll also say it's a bummer that Dokkan has the anti-arm restriction thing because Piccolo's most badass move is growing his arm back. And
yeah, that shit is awesome. Every time it happens, that shit is awesome.
Every time it happens, it is awesome. When he does it at the end of the Raditz thing where he just goes, bruh, and his arm grows out.
And everyone fucking loses their shit.
It's so good. And then when he does it against Cell, it's also good because he's like, oh, I'm so weakened. And it's like, actually, I'm alive. I'm going to chop off my arm and grow it back.
Parts of the whole series is when he's like, oh, Cell, my arm is all fucked up, bro. Before you everything. And Cell's like, yeah, right. Fuck it.
And then
he just rips his own arm off, fucking grows that shit back.
It's so good. Every time Piccolo grows his arm back, I just want a transforming Piccolo whose only transformation is ripping his arm off and growing it back. Oh man, that'd be so cool. And now with that, how do you feel about this Vegeta on a scale of 1?
2 out of 10 because his art is kind of boring.
Yeah, it's the similar thing about with Goku. Apparently, from what I understand, is that if you build him up, his defense gain. There's no limit to it, so he just continuously gets that much defense over and over and over again. So he can be a good, like, I guess, kind of tank if you need it, which is fine. It's just perfectly good unit, but just like everything about him, just kind of goes like, okay. I just feel like they could have made a better. This shouldn't be the last version of this Vegeta. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, please no.
No.
Please make him actually good.
Yes. Make him give the LRs. Make LR of these guys. Please. All right, then. And I think with that, those are our two big boys. So let's just to give a good summary. Vegeta's a 2 out of 5, and Vegeta's a 3 out of... And Goku is a 3 out of 5. Excuse me, sorry. My headspace is all just like whacked. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's a wacky day today. Anyway, now it's time for the question portion of To Be Released. As always, if you want to send a question, give me a question when I ask for one on Twitter, or you can just leave one in the comments and then I'll look at it and then I'll read it. Actually, this first question is from the only person who has ever asked us a question in the comments, which is, what was Zen's reaction when he saw that 2 episodes ago, the episode's title was Zenrot is not a cuck? So,
Oh, I didn't have one because I saw it.
Yeah.
But then I saw the tweets that spawned that, so I was just like, oh.
Oh, okay, yeah. You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the background, so.
I also talked about it in that episode. I made it very clear that you were not a cuck. That's what
That's nice of you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Also, funny enough, now it's not out yet by this point, but there is now another video, which is the Yu-Gi-Oh one with the word cuck in it, and I'm wondering how many times can I use the word cuck in a video title for different series? It has to be organic. But there you go. There's that question. Thank you. I don't remember who sent it in, but you know who you are. Now for the Twitter questions. This one is from Sky the Fox, and this is actually a good time to mention, if you go to Sky's Twitter, she's selling her fake Go account, and she kind of needs it to help out to pay some bills and stuff. So if you want to go out, help a person out, or just donate something to her, you can totally do that. Check it out. I'll leave the Twitter in the channel information so it's easier to find. But here's her question that was totally unrelated. She didn't ask me to do that. I just felt like that was the right thing to do. help a person out. Okay. So she asks, it's been released for a while now. Any info on the release date? Really looking forward to it. I resend everything I just said, Sky. I'm sorry, but for asking that question. JK.
Take it all back.
Take it all back. To Be Released is the greatest title to ever be, because it's great, because when we are super late on an episode, we could always use that.
It's like a built-in excuse.
Yeah. It's like, well, previously it was like, oh, when are you guys going to do Modcast? Which is still a question I get, and I always feel like it's called To Be Released now. You can find it here. Here are the very, very many reasons why we changed the thing, everything, and no longer you do it on there. And I still get that question from time to time. Not so much anymore, but the name of it is perfect because it's a Dokkan meme, which at this point I think people have kind of forgotten about. It came from Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta when Global released him early, and his leaders.
There's no way people forgot about that. Everybody still remembers that.
Okay, good. Never forget. Well, there are some people who are like new to Global and go like, how come they don't release the units early? And then the actual old people in Global will go, well,
this is why. Never again.
Never again. And especially with like units getting active skills and shit. Imagine if they released LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Goku and had no active skill.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Sounds like a nightmare that they would have to end. They had to add eventually. But when, who knows? But yeah, in terms of the release date, it's every Thursday or Friday until we eventually fuck up and miss a day, but so far that has not happened. We are here. So far.
So far in all capitals.
So far. You know, I never know. You never know what the future might hold. I just will say that if for whatever reason any of my computer shit just breaks down, To Be Released will be gone for a while because Zen would then be in charge of actually releasing stuff, and it's on my channel, so that's just not going to happen.
Yeah. It wouldn't work out.
No.
I'm releasing my own shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the only reason that this is able to come out is because of my extremely fast editing skills. Like, people don't remember when Modcast was out, that people were like, oh, when To Be Released went on a hiatus, it was like, this never happened during Modcast days. And I would say, like, where the fuck were you when we went entire months with no new episode?
Yeah, it was a different time, but also the same time.
Yeah. My favorite thing was back then we would record episodes and then just not release it. And then we'd go like, so that
forbidden episode.
Yeah. Well, the best episode ever, which we can't ever release and because it's lost, is the one where it was so bad that you just started playing video games during it, which I don't remember
Yeah,
which.
I just played Xenoverse right in the middle.
Yeah, it was so bad that you just decided to play Xenoverse 2. So imagine how shitty that was. How bad our
It was, yeah, it was something else. Let me tell you.
Yeah. The funny thing is that the bad team that Toast makes in that episode, which we dedicate 20 minutes to because I said this is a bad bit and now you're going to have to uh, live in it, is
Yeah, this is
that,
a horrible bit, so now you must live with your own terrible creation.
yeah, is that the bad team Toast made, if you were to put them with the current versions of those units, you would almost have an extremely good team. Like it's like I think there's only one unit in there that has not had a good unit yet, and I want to say it's Pycon. There, I finally said it once right for you.
How hard did you have to try?
I had to literally stop myself from saying Pecan. That is the only unit on there that needs a new unit that's actually because optimal Pecan is not it's not viable anymore. It doesn't fit the team at all, and there's no leader for it. But there you go. That's the question. I hope your question has been answered. That's when To Be Released is out every Thursday or Friday. Thank you for the question, Sky. Next person. Next question. Oh God, what the fuck is wrong with me? Next question comes in from Matt, who asks, "Will Joseph ever forgive the Japanese?" No. They left him at a jump force.
Did you see the what he said? He said he'll never forgive the Japanese.
Yeah,
What
no.
more do you need?
He will never forgive the Japanese. A lot of people think that that's due to his wife, not due to his wife, due to his daughter marrying a Japanese person. It's actually because of Jump Force. 100%.
Mm-hmm. It started with his daughter, and
Yeah.
then right when he was starting to forgive them, they didn't put him in Jump Force. So
Yeah. I believe
back to square one.
his actual longer quote was something like, they don't get to use the excuse that this was built for the West. Who in the West has ever heard of Dragon Quest Dai's Adventure? I will never forgive the Japanese. There you go. Look for if Joseph ever gets added to Jump Force, maybe he won't forgive the Japanese. Who knows? Not looking likely though.
I don't know. I think being relegated to a DLC character is offensive.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Thank you for the question. This one comes from Chiopic Gaming, and he asked, "Who has watched Seraph of the End?" I've never heard of it, so I have not watched it.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, sorry.
Not us.
Not us.
Not us.
Someone in the comments has. So Brandon has. There you go. There's your answer. Brandon has watched Seraph of the End. We have not, though.
Thanks, Brandon, for stepping in for us there.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. I barely have, like... So I think I've said it before. If a anime is mostly in Japanese, it takes a lot for me to actually watch it. So even something like Dragon Ball, which I love, I didn't watch Dragon Ball Super because of that. It's because I was just like, I don't have time. The only ones I did watch is that I watched the Aurelia episode, which is fantastic, still great.
That is a good one.
That was a good one. I watched the baseball episode, which was right afterwards. Just hang it. They just like hit the home run with 2 filler episodes back to back with that one. And then
Super has some quality filler.
Yes, I'll say that. And then I skipped all the way till near the end of the Tournament of Power when Topo got his new form.
Excuse me, his name.
His name is what?
Top.
His name is Top?
T-O-P. Top.
He's the Tournament of Power?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
That's what Funimation named him.
Perfect. Top. So I started watching around then, so I skipped all the parts where everyone was complaining about the Tournament of Power.
And finale?
Yeah, I jumped straight to the finale. Like, it was like, I basically jumped in with like a shirt. It was like, all right, let's see the end of this movie. It reminds me of when I was a kid and me and my family went to go see The Marine featuring John Cena. And for the first hour and let's say 10 minutes, we were watching it. And then someone at hour 10 and 11 minutes in came in on a date. They brought a big ass blanket and they sat down. And then 20 minutes later, the movie was over. And then I remember because when the movie was over, they got up and said, "Wait, that's it?" And I told them the movie started an hour ago. So they just came in for the end of the Marine. I don't know what to fucking tell them. You came late.
You shouldn't have told them. You should have just had them think that was the whole movie.
Oh, yeah, the Marine. It's weird. It just starts with him like rock bottoming a guy, and then it just kind of goes on from there. Would have been,
It just starts.
yeah, it just kind of starts. Not a lot of movies start 30 minutes in and then don't explain anything. It reminds me of when back in high school we had a book to read, which I believe it was White Oleander, and I didn't read the book for because back then in school they would tell you like, okay, read chapter to chapter, and I didn't start reading it until I got bored, and the next thing that needed to be done was like, okay, chapter 14. So I skipped straight to chapter 14, and I started reading from chapter 14, and I was like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on in this book, but also I'm very interested, so I'm just going to continue reading the book. So I finished White Oleander starting from chapter 14. I got to the last chapter and said, well, I better read the beginning now. And then I started at the beginning. So I went to chapter 14 till the end, and then I went back and went, this is why this girl is so sad all the time and why she keeps having random sex with people. I thought she would just kind of like loose or something. This is again, this is high school Wokey who thought like that. Did not current me. I don't care how you do your sex stuff. But that's what I thought the woman
How
was
you do
doing.
your sex stuff.
Yeah. I don't care how you do your sex
Sexy
stuff.
things.
Yes, your sexy things. I don't know about your sexy things, but at that age, I was like, I don't know why this girl keeps having sex with all these dudes. Is there a reason? And then I eventually learned why. It's like, okay, so this is why she had sex with a bunch of dudes. This makes sense. But I was real confused.
All coming together.
It's all coming together. I was like, okay, I see where this tired girl's. It was like, it's like literally that joke where I think you said someone said you should skip all of Hunter x Hunter and start at Chimera arc.
Oh my god, that was the worst tweet I've ever read in my life.
And for a brief moment, when I saw you and Penta both saying that would be such a bad thing to do, I was like, I should start Hunter x Hunter at the Chimera arc. And just be like, all right, I'm starting at this point right here, reading on forward. I don't know what's going on in here. And then maybe if I'm interested, go back and see what's up.
Don't do that to me, Wookie.
I might now. Well, we'll see. Thank you for the question. That was a complete that didn't really we didn't answer it, but Brandon did. Thank you. Next question.
We answered it. We said neither one of us knew.
It's true. Fair enough. This next question comes from Lopez F252, and then his @ is called Big Doggy 47. So I don't know what happened there. And he asks, what is your all-time favorite game? If I were to look deep inside my heart, I would probably still say it's Super Mario Brothers 2 American, not the Lost Levels as we know it, or as Japan knows it. Actual Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers USA. I'll say it's that game. I love that game. Okay. It's probably my favorite Mario game, which is not the Mario game anyone ever says because it's not technically a Mario game.
Yeah, the correct Mario game is Mario World.
That's the one they always say. And I love Mario. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. This is not me saying I don't dislike those. I love that game. I love that one. But for some reason, Super Mario, just like the weirdness of it all, like the Shy Guys, that fucking key, that guy, the Phanto that chases you around when you get a key for some reason, which doesn't explain anything. Birdo's just around shooting eggs at you. At some point, like you go into the mouth of a giant eagle thing, and then all the way at World 7, all of a sudden the eagle attacks you, and you're like, what the fuck? Why is this a boss now? It's basically a fever dream made into a video game with Mario characters in it. But yeah, that's my answer.
Okay. That's a good answer.
Thank you. Well, what's yours then?
The Legend of Dragoon on the PlayStation 1.
I don't think I didn't play a lot of PS1 games because I didn't grow up with one. What's that one about? I've heard Legends.
It would be way too much to explain because it's a 4-disc long game.
Oh, okay.
But it was a big RPG one before the PlayStation 2 came out. It's really good. It's got inventive combat, like in battle. Instead of just hitting attack and your character runs over and attacks and jumps back, you have some button presses to get all your attacks out. And there's transformations. Every character has a transformation into like a dragon knight thing. It's really good.
Sounds cool.
It's really good.
All right. Good answer. Thank you for the question. And now the next one we go to Valletta and says, "What unit haunts you to this day?" Now I'm gonna technically cheat and I'm gonna say two because this happened to me recently in Dokkan after watching. So if anyone has not seen it, which if you've seen this, chances are you have seen it. D3 has been trying to get Super Saiyan 4s a bunch. He's been trying to get the LRs, and until recently has failed to get all the LRs. But one of the videos he did with Talon, both him and Talon kept getting Super Saiyan 4 Vegetas and Super Saiyan 4 Gokus, and not the actual unit itself, like the STR version and not the agility version.
Oh, the bad versions.
Yeah. So after watching all that and laughing, going, "Ha, that's great," I did a I did a multi on Vegeta's banner. I got faked out, and it was Super Saiyan 4 Agility Vegeta, and it was the most like, how can I fucking uninstall this game right now? How can I? It was so bad because I literally got a Tien and Chiaotzu. I got that in the beginning, so then I got Rainbow. So that just means like the summon was supposed to be good. I was getting a featured unit, and then for that motherfucker to get faked out with him is maybe the most like, it's it's like having a beautiful woman show up and then kick you in the nuts.
Yep.
It's the meanest thing you can do to someone, like leaning in for the kiss and just going right for like the dick punch. It's horrible. And in terms of unit and in terms of units, I just can't pull. It's Quetzalcoatl from Fake Grand Order. I tried to get her so badly, and then every other person in the world but me got her. The only person who didn't get her was Zahal, and that's because Fake Grand Order hates Zahal more than
every game hates Zahal.
Not as much as like not the way that it treats him. Let me just put it that way. The way it treats him is mean. He literally got the chance of him getting, for example, during this time, the chances of him getting a dupe unit. He only has, I think, 2 SSRs in the entire game, and the chances of him pulling a dupe of that SSR is as low as it possibly could be. Still did it twice. So I'll say,
I don't know, man. I think he spent 40,000 gems on Broly and did not get it.
That's fair,
and
but
Broly has a 1% drop rate.
He also got other things from that though, right? He also got other
no, not that he wanted. He didn't get Cooler either, and he spent also a lot of gems on Cooler. He didn't get him.
Okay.
I think between 60,000.
Man.
And did not get either one.
Okay, you know what? I'll say Legends has treated him worse. I'll just say that if we were to ask Zahal, maybe we'll start a new segment called Ask Zahal, where we send a question to Zahal and then he can answer it for us. And then we read the answer on here. But if you were to ask him, he would say Legends. Because at least Fake Grand,
probably
he understands that the shaft was bad, but the way Legends treats him is also terrible. It's just horrible treatment. I also feel like he should stop trying at that point. I feel like the fate is literally telling him.
Yeah, after a while, it's like, damn, man. You gotta just accept your fate.
It's the Krusty the Clown beating down that burglar and saying he's already dead, but in gotcha pulling. But yeah, those are the two. But Quetzalcoatl, literally everyone pulled. My brother pulled. Sky pulled fucking 2, and she has her NP 2. And like all my friends list has nothing but her on there, and I was like the only person who was unable to get her. And she's literally the only unit I would actually give a shit about. But she was also coming around the time where I didn't have any money. So it was like it came at the worst possible point. So now she's just going to be probably gone. If I wait 2 years, I'll get the Christmas free version of her, which is good enough. But also like, that's not the unit I wanted. And then I tried.
Yeah, but it is in a Christmas themed outfit, I assume.
Yes, and it's fantastic, and it's all Samba related.
Yeah.
And she does wrestling moves on dudes, and it's fantastic. Like that, both versions are fantastic, and I'm glad she has a free version, so I can at least go like, I don't have to go Zahal status where I'm just like, it's time to go full crazy. It's time to go as deep into the paint as possible.
Time to lose my fucking mind.
Yeah, I can thankfully go, okay, no, I just need to wait 2 years, and I'll have my girl on me. But the writer version will forever be the one that got away. That's the way it is. What units haunt you, Zen?
I don't know. I had to think about that because I don't get haunted too often. Um,
I'll say Super Saiyan Gohan on Ore Collection when it first released. That was pretty bad.
Han was a real asshole. For I had gotten like a crazy amount of gems. It was like 20,000 or something, and I didn't get him, and I was furious. Like uninstall the game, borderline.
Yeah, that would
And
have.
then the next day, I had just decided I was gonna shit every single that I could get at him and just hope for the best. And the very first one that I did got him.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that day because especially it was so unfortunate because you had just gotten back into Ore Collection big time, like you were learning the game and everything, and Gohan would have been the he would have been the thing that was been like, okay, I just need him, and then this game's golden, and then it was like watching what little sand I had in my hand slowly slip away. As I was like, oh fuck, I finally got a third person into this game, and now the game does this.
Yeah, that was brutal. That was really bad. In Dokkan for a long time, it was full power Frieza.
Yeah, I remember.
He was a real dick.
I
Um,
remember those memes.
real dick. Uh, I don't know because I've pulled him multiple times. But I really wanted to get Future Gohan to 5 stars,
Hmm.
and I spent I think I put like 40,000 gems into the banner, and I only got 2 copies of him.
Damn.
So I don't know if that counts because I did pull him, but that guy is fucking me up.
Yeah, that's fair. I think Han can go many different ways. Where like sometimes it's a unit you keep pulling as well. Like I pulled Cell on my Guaranteed Legends sparking, and it was like the game was actively trying to bitch slap me through my phone.
Yeah, I pulled Cell. So when I was pulling for Khalifa and Kale,
Hmm.
um, I got a multi. I had already. I think I probably spent only about 10,000, so it's not that bad. But I did a multi. My last 2 multis, I got a double sparking, and I was like, oh shit, it's a sparking, and it was Cell, and I was
Oh.
sad. And then it was a sparking again, and it was fucking Cell. So I was really pissed off. But my last multi was like a fancy animation and everything, and I was really happy. Double sparking again, double Cell again, and then my guaranteed SSR ticket was Cell.
Yeah, that's the worst kind of haunting.
Yeah, that's ugh.
Oh, I also want to say because this is a good one, but it's not related. It is kind of sort of related. For people who are longtime fans, you'll remember Penta. Penta at one point said on the sub something about like I'm going to do the calculations to prove that I want to say it was agility super Vegito is really what was the word? He was really powerful and stronger than a certain unit. And I think it's been close to 2 years since he said that. The sub is still waiting for those calculations. I I
One
wish
day.
I could remember. I think he said literally like if I wait long enough, he'll get an easy A and I'll just be right. And then at that point, I think I should tell Penta that on the day the easy A comes out, he has to go tell I'll ask Lilligami for the calculations, do all the work there, and then he can release it and say, and here's the proof about what I said and why it's correct.
If you'll remember back in 2016,
Back when I used to come on to Dokkan. I'm trying to do his accent, which I don't
is that
remember.
your
Yeah, my patented Penta. I think he kind of talks like that. It's been so long.
It has been a while. Yeah, he doesn't come on anymore.
Oh, that's because he lives in fucking Finland, where it's where it's currently fuck all o'clock over there.
Yeah, and it's probably well, it's like fuck all o'clock, and then he has to go like join the military or something because it's mandated.
Yeah, he has to go do that. There's a lot of reasons why Penta. Also, it was because Penta being on the on the recordings always meant that we had to record way early in the morning. So I had to literally wake myself up and go like, okay, we're here to record. And then the fun thing would be usually what would happen is that I would say, all right, let's record, and then no one would fucking show up. So it would
Yeah,
just
yeah.
be so it would just be me alone. And it'd be awesome because then I'd go, I'm just gonna call my friends. I'm gonna have my friends record. Is that cool with everyone? And then everyone would go like, yeah, sure. And I'd be like, thank you.
ideas was us just not giving enough of a shit.
Yeah, which happens. But also it was because like no one was paying us to do it. We just did it because we wanted to, and if we didn't feel like doing it, well, it was up to me to upload something, to do something. That's the actual story of Modcast slash 2B release is that Wookie had to do something, which is what was started by you, and then was I don't think we've ever talked about how it like when the first time it recorded, you had to ask who wants to be on this because I want to do this, and you had to ask twice because you did not see that I was like I'm down for it, but everyone else was basically kind of like,
Yeah, everyone else was like, I can't let the world hear my voice.
yeah, I can't let it. And then Penta was eventually like, I'll do it, fine. And then I'll be like, I'll do it because I'm literally happy to do it. Let's do it. And that's how Modcast was formed. And then eventually, once we got a groove in, enough other mods were like, hey, I want to be on. And we were like, okay, sure, get on. This is literally what it was here for. And one day it will someday return to that. Someday. When I get a house. As always.
One of these days.
Yeah. Thank you for the question. Next question comes from Thomas, who asks, who is the gaudiest, Dokkan Agility Kyo God or Legends Blue Kyo God? Let's be real here. Dokkan Kyo God does not hold a candle to the Legends version of Kyo God.
Yeah, the Legends version of Kyo God is like super top tier, like and not even.
No, not facetious at all. I've had entire victories because he was the last unit and I was still able to win.
Yeah, so in Legends, you have Broly, who is Broly.
Yeah.
And if you ask anybody, they will say, oh my god, I want to fucking kill myself because Broly is in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So Broly is like tier. That's what he is. He's tier bro. So he's on his own fucking shit up here. And then right below him is where you have like Kaioken and a couple other guys that are really good. The only problem that Kaioken has is that all of his team builds are like Sun Family just isn't that good, and Mono Blue is just okay.
So what you're saying is that the other people in his team need to catch up to him before he has like
Basically,
reaches...
like once Sun Family gets better, holy shit, he's gonna be really good. But like Broly has so many teams he's really good on. Like he's Super Saiyans. Mono Purple is really good. Mono Purple might be the best team in the game. I've been playing that for the past couple days, and like, oh my god, it's insane. Movie, he's on the movie team.
Oh
He's just
yeah.
fucking good everywhere.
Yeah, I forget because of all the tags he has, right?
Which there are almost none that buff the team. I think the only Sun Family buffer other than him is an EX Kid Gohan in a Saiyan armor.
Nice. So it's one of those things of like one day the other people who are supposed to support him will catch up to him.
Yeah, there will be more of him, and he'll have a real team, and he'll be good again.
All right. And I will also say that Legends Cow God is the only Legends unit currently on the 5 out of 5 list for big boyness.
Correct. Correct. He's the only Legends unit on the big boy scale at all.
Yeah, this is a Dokkan scale, and that's how good he was, is that he went onto the Dokkan scale. He transcended everything. Thank you for the question. This next question comes from the large lad, and then registered trademark. He asked, like how for the 4-year some units were awakened as sub-leaders for the new Goku and Vegeta categories, do you like this addition to the game, and what do units or potential awakenings would you like to see to keep that trend going? Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Like, I like the fact that the 120% leads are easy to get, so if you wanted to, like, but to be fair, Goku also has the transforming Goku, and if you have transforming Goku, you use him as your lead, because there's no such thing as an extreme member of the Goku family, so why not just use him if you have him? But yeah, I think it's pretty good, and I think that, like I said, Kefla does that. Oh, this is bad. Chances are Zenrot. Yeah, it's okay. They can hear me. The problem is that you cut out every 2 seconds.
Okay, well, I didn't hear that question at all.
Okay, my bad. He asked, let's start it again. I'll remember to cut this. He likes that for this question comes from Large Lad, registered trademark.
You started talking and it cut out immediately.
This question comes from, do you hear me now? Zen?
Yeah, I'm here now. I can hear you every like couple seconds, and then I lose you for a couple seconds.
All right. This question comes from the large lad, registered
Right.
trademark. You get that?
Right. Yes.
He says he likes how for the 4 year, some units were awakened to be sub-leaders. Do you like this? What other units would you like to have that be done for?
Yes, I like it. Other units to do it on. Um, anyone with a prohibitive category leader, whoever that is.
Yeah, for whatever. It's one of those things of like I won't know until it happens. So if it happens, I would like there to be a actual good leader for women someday. So maybe when they release the RLR women, the some other female units that are just SSRs will get TURs and be good sub leaders there. But I think almost all women SSRs are TURs now, right? Is there any that you can think of that are not specifically peachy peachy gals?
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Yeah,
Just play Legends. They're really good.
yeah, it's true. If you want to play a legit female team, play Legends. Um, the problem with Dokkan is that if they release his SSR, they release an SSR and it's not Dokkan, what's the point? If it's a support unit, I understand, but if it's not a support unit, what the fuck are they doing? That's my kind of thought about a lot of SSRs that get released that don't have Dokkans to at least TUR.
Yeah.
Like that Trunks, that is a very good support unit for SRs, blows my mind. I don't understand why they did that. It's kind of like too late. You could have made good SSRs a long time ago, but the game has kind of changed, and now, unless this Trunks Dokkans at some point, I'm just not going to use him, even though he has a very good passive.
Yeah,
It's
that's fair.
yeah, it's just kind of the way of the game. And I guess for starting out people, it's a little bit of a different story. Like if you're starting out, use that Trunks. He's better than a lot of SSRs. But that's a problem Dokkan has, is that they just released an SR that power creeps over 50% of their SSRs.
Yeah, that's a problem.
It's a
It's a big
huge
problem.
it's a huge problem, and it's one that people kind of sweep under the rug and don't like to talk about, but that's a big problem. Like for anything you like about it, if you just keep forgetting like some people are like, "Oh, it's good that they released a good SR." And I'm just like, "How can you ignore the fact that this SR power creeps over half of SSRs and then even some TURs? He's better than the rebirth of the first rebirth
By a lot.
by a lot. It's like not even a landslide. If I had to Baba Shop one of them, I would Baba Shop that TUR even though I just spent a shit ton of medals on him. There's just no point to him. And then also that SR can't even be used on something like Battlefield because it only accepts SSRs or something. I don't know. It's weird. A lot of what they do. But the answer to your question, large lad, I would like more sub leaders. I don't know what sub leaders what it would be, but whatever new category they're coming out with. Because it sucks having units in a new category and not having any category to put them in.
Yeah, it does suck.
Yeah. Thank you for the question. We're down to our near end, so only 4 more questions. Next one comes from LR Incadin. LR Ricardin? Yeah, sure. What do you think of active? What do you think about active skills? Also, what would you like to see in an easy A for physical or Rayleigh? Well, let's start with the easy one. What do you think about active skills? Um, they're okay so far. I don't know. There needs to be more than 3 units. I don't have any units with an active skill because they decided that LRB pan should be 15-day wait, which is stupid, and I hate that they did that. And I didn't pull any of the LRs, and no battle so far has ever lasted long enough where their active skill actually mattered. So, kind of in a weird position where I just don't know. I think it's good in an idea, but then if they're only on LRs, then I don't see the point of it.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like they're really, really fucking good, right?
Yeah.
Like they're really fucking good. Like Goku and Vegeta's are just stupid.
Yes.
100% stupid.
100% stupid good. It's the only reason why they're good. Well,
Pretty much. It's a big part of why they're good, at least.
yes. 100%.
So, but then if you don't give those to like more people,
Hmm.
what's the point of even putting on the mechanic? Because it's not gonna make Dokkan gameplay less stale because not enough people have the mechanic. But then if you give it to everybody, you're kicking every unit in the dick that didn't get one that came out before this.
Yeah. I mean, for
Like
example,
even Gogeta Blue, like what the fuck is he gonna do when all of a sudden everyone has active skills that are like ridiculously strong? So you pretty much have to like give most people mediocre ones. Like B Pans is okay. It's not phenomenal. It's not bad. It's just okay.
yeah.
Goku's and Vegeta's are like ridiculously broken. So you have to give everyone B Pan level ones.
So that the others kind of stand out on their own.
So the guys that you can never pull, and then the ones that you do get have the shitty ones. I don't know. It's a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah. It's one of those. It's also too early to tell, really. Like, I need more. Like, it's not enough to really. It's similar to, like, why I think the coins right now are kind of shitty is because what they've implemented so far I don't like. That doesn't mean that in the future they can't course correct it, or maybe they have some cool stuff in the waiting. But as of right now, I just don't like it. And active skills are in a point where it's like I just don't know. I need more. I need more than three
Right.
units to have it. It's similar to like when LR Super Saiyan Goku came out, and we were like, okay, so our LR is gonna break the game, and it was like, I don't know. And then LR Super Saiyan Gohan came out, and it was like, yes, they are. The answer is yes, they are. Like you had to wait that long to figure out what the answer was.
Yeah, pretty much. It all depends on how they get implemented. And I don't think there's necessarily a right answer for the way that they implement it. It just depends on what you want. Um, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm
Mm,
okay with them for right now, but
yeah.
they are way too good.
Yes. And as for the UZA for physical Aurelia, just give her what Gogeta has, but better. Easy. She already has give her make it so that she can hurt every single person, similar to Gogeta, and then give her the same like a higher boost than Gogeta's percentage boost, and then make it so that her secondary attack, which is the Nichal cannon times 100, happens way more often. Because a lot of the times you have to wait for that to activate for her to actually do decent enough damage. And back in the day, it was more kind of easy to put up with because it was like she really does do a lot of damage, but nowadays it's like she doesn't do a lot of damage unless she does that move now. So that's what I'd like. Thank you for the question. Next question comes in from Noisy Worm, who asks, when will we be true friends? And the answer is, I don't know. I just don't know. I'll be real with you. I don't know. I don't know what friendship is
When
online.
it's meant to happen, it will happen.
Yeah, that's kind of like to give a legitimate answer. I just don't know. I don't know how I became friends with Zen. It just kind of happened one day.
We played Yu-Gi-Oh really shittily.
Yeah, and now we continue to play Yu-Gi-Oh really shittily. Well, I do. I continue to play. Actually, I take that back. I'm doing fucking awesome. That one loss. Fuck that random Weevil goon that took our Jinzo number 7. Fuck him. I was
Oh
doing.
man, I didn't even think about the extended lore behind our Sacred Cards playthrough. There's a
Yeah,
lot to unpack there.
there's a lot to unpack there. But
This is
I'll
definitely our best writing so far.
100%. It's the best. You want to see the best thing that we've ever done? It's probably Pokemon Yellow because we talk about Mutron, and Mutron is my favorite.
Okay, yeah, Mutron is, I think, the funniest thing that we've ever discussed without it
Yes.
getting unfunny really quickly.
Yes. Mutron is up there, and I want to say everything about Pokemon. I love it so much. I love the lore we built behind it. I like the fact that our friends are Pokemon that we have to find eventually, and we couldn't get to that because I forgot that there's a huge stretch of the game where there's just like nothing, where there's no Pokemon to catch because you have to wait a while.
Yeah,
And
just the thought of Mew with that fucking hat on just kills me.
yeah, and we're building. Let's just say we're gonna keep building on that until the end of it. But if there was another one, it'd probably be Yu-Gi-Oh! The Sacred Cards. That's our current favorite thing. I love recording it. I love building up Yalm, the greatest duelist,
Yum.
the greatest duelist in Battle City that no one ever talked about.
He was too good. Everyone was like, all right. It's like when you talk about the greatest sports player ever, but you
Yes.
always exclude the one guy who was clearly the best one, and you just talk about everybody else.
Yes.
That's why nobody talks about Yom.
No one talks about Yam. A
They
lot of
fucking edited him out of the anime. He didn't get any royalties for the anime.
no, they completely cut the arc where he loses his Jinzo number 7. The card that his father told him to never ante up. He didn't
Never
listen to.
ended this card.
Never
And he did
ante.
it anyway.
Never ante up the Jinzo number 7. The Jinzo number 7 has been in our family since before you were born. So treat him right. And then he kept anting him up until eventually he got Jinzo number 1. And then he lost the Jinzo number 7 to some random ass Weevil, like
Some Weevil goon.
some Weevil. He didn't even lose it to Weevil. He lost it to the guy in front of Weevil.
And then he came back with a vengeance and mercilessly shit stomped Weevil.
He came back evil because he came back with the greatest deck in the world, the Jinzo number 8. Which has one of the greatest cards that we will not spoil his debut episode because it's not out yet. But get ready for him.
Ah!
Get ready for my debut. I think we've built up his debut in 2 separate episodes now.
Yeah, it's like the second time we've talked about it.
Yeah, coming eventually, but yeah. If there's a third one, it's Modcast, because we had, until the point where everything went bad for me, we were building a lot of fun stuff. People forget that Common was killed at the end of season 2 of Modcast. The only person that, not only was he killed, he was sent out to slaughter by the other people of the mod team. He didn't have to die, but they chose him to die. And then Valley lost an arm. It was fantastic. Culmination. There you go. Those are our top 3. I'll say right there. It's Pokemon, number 1. Number 2 is Yu-Gi-Oh! The Sacred Cards. And number 3 is Early Day Modcast. We will see.
I am behind that 100%.
Yeah, we'll see if one day To Be Released ever gets that way, but we will keep trying. We will keep building towards something. And I really hope that answers your question on when we will be friends. The answer is over time. You have to let friendships kind of happen. Sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. And I love you regardless, even if you are not allowed on Yu-Gi-Oh! The Sacred Cards, which is why you sent that message. I know why you sent it. Thank you for the question, though. It was a lot of fun to talk about. This next person just says build and question marks. I don't know what that means.
It's a show that he wants me to watch really bad. I haven't watched yet.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to continue not watching it just because he keeps asking.
Sorry, Steppy Wiener. But it looks like you're not going to have the show watched yet. And, there's actually just a little bit more. These are really easy, though. This one comes from Acerado, who asks, where is Paikuhan, which I believe is a misspelling of pecan. I don't know where the fuck he is. He's not optimal, so who cares? Do you agree, Zen?
Yes.
Thank you. Camden Filler, thank you for the question, Acerado. The great 122255, whatever. I'm sorry, I got your thing wrong. Camden Filler asked, how would you feel about a Kingdom Hearts Union crossover with Dokkan? And I thought it'd be really funny if there was a transforming Riku who just constantly turned into his young self.
That's fucking evil self.
Yeah, his evil self it's like Turles, he just takes a bite of some weird thing and he turns into... Or like Kid Buu, where like randomly he'll turn into his Ansem version, or his shitty kid self, or his giant muscular man self.
His like 25-year-old, 16-year-old self.
Yes, exactly. We'd have an LR Donald Donald, Sora, and King Mickey, and in the background it's Goofy dead with the rocket. So, like, the beginning of their 18 SE key would always be that Rock comes out of nowhere and kills Goofy. And then And then King Mickey takes off his jacket, and the enemy just gets fucking keybladed up to all hell. That's how I'd like it. And then when you do the the active skill, you get Japanese King Mickey voice in there, so you get really confused.
I like that.
There you go. That's 100%. I'm down for it if that's exactly what they do. I don't know what the hell they do for Kingdom Hearts United X. Maybe Goku shows up and talks to Sora about darkness, teaches him how to go Super Saiyan. We'll figure it out. Do you think if Zenrot went to Dragon Ball, that would be a completely different? If Sora went to a Dragon Ball world, that he would get a Saiyan tail?
Well, his original concept art had a tail.
All right, I'm gonna take that as a yes. Thank you for the question. This next question comes from my PFP will be Saint Seiya until Jump Force releases. It must be nice to have the character you wanted in Jump Force in Jump Force. And he asked, is Wookie woke all the time? I'm awake right now. I hope that answers your question. And finally, this is the last question that we have. It comes from, thank you again for the question. It comes from El Drago, and he asks, when you get TPKO'd in Binding Blade, will you move on to play any of the Tellius games, or will you move on to the Ellywoods game? What does TPKO'd mean?
Total Party KO'd? I'm pretty sure it means...
Oh. So far, it hasn't happened yet. Strangely enough, out of all this, between Fire Emblem and Yu-Gi-Oh, we lost a character in Yu-Gi-Oh before we lost...
and if you don't know what the Tellius games are, those are Ike's games, which are unfortunately on the GameCube and the Wii, so that would be very difficult to do.
No, if I get my controller, we could do those. No, actually, it would be difficult until I had access to my computer for recording and wasn't constantly getting bombarded by Fox News. Otherwise, we could do those. It's just a matter of like, maybe someday, but I don't know. I think we're gonna finish Binding Blade. The problem with Binding Blade is that if you're wondering where that last part of Binding Blade is, it's over 30 minutes long, and we had to do a forced cut, so I can't fast upload it because it needed to be edited together. And on my shitty internet, and I'm putting it at the lowest quality possible, it still takes like close to 2 hours to upload.
Ugh.
Yeah. So the only way for us to legitimately do Fire Emblem is that we have to do chapters in a big ass chunk going forward. So when that episode is released, we're gonna try doing that. But I have to like add in like I have to have like emergency music of like, oh no, something fucked up, someone has to take a break. Because if we don't do that, then everything could go to shit. And also there's also the high chance that the laptop could fuck up at any moment. And if that happens, then we might lose entire footage of a Fire Emblem where it's just a stuttery mess. So Fire Emblem is the ultimate series of just like, this is very hard to record. Everything about it.
It's difficult.
We still try. I still want to 100% beat it, but because of my living situation, that's just the way it is right now. But I hope that answers your question. And thank you everyone for sending us questions. We have answered every single question we got. So, that's cool. We did it, Zen. We had another episode to be released.
We did it. In the books.
Yes. This one is a really weird one because for some reason my brain did not work well today. And it feels weird. But it's alright. Why don't you say goodbye, Zen? Say goodbye to the people.
Oh, bye everybody. Goodbye, people.